What's the latest? I'm Faye Rowlands.
New techniques, innovative approaches, expert advice. Talk Health on Talk 100.3.
Right, it's a bright Monday afternoon and you are with me, Ronak Kotecha, on Talk 100.3. This is Talk Health, and tell us, how was your weekend first to begin with? 0586861003. I hope you had a great weekend and you also took care of your health while you were at enjoying the weekend, and not let your guard down and have too many unhealthy things, because weekends are generally cheat days. And today we have someone really special on the show. We haven't had an endocrinologist or for a long time on the show. We have it today. Dr. Sara Alam, the endocrinologist from Canadian Special Hospital, Dubai, is with us. And we're having her because we had World Thyroid Day on 25th of May. So, Doctor, welcome to the show. How are you this afternoon?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for having me here. Hi, I am Dr. Sara Alam. I am working at Canadian Specialist Hospital, Dubai, and I'm having a really nice day, and it's great to be on the show.
Absolutely, and we're hoping to have a lot of discussion around thyroid, because that's the buzzword these days. A lot of people are suffering from it. People don't even know about it, what it is, and we'll get to all of that. And if you have any questions regarding thyroid, then please hit us up on 0586861003. That's the number. Doctor is going to be with us all the way till 2 o'clock, so we will ask her all these questions. So, Doctor, let's jump in right away. What exactly is thyroid, if you can just tell us in layman terms?
Okay, so the thyroid it's a normal gland, which is a butterfly-shaped endocrine gland located in the front of the neck. So we all have heard people say, I have thyroid.
Yes.
So that is technically weird sounding to us, because everybody has thyroid.
Right.
So they actually might mean that they have a thyroid disorder like hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism, or thyroid nodule, which we will subsequently talk about. And I hope that after today's session, everybody knows these medical lingos, right?
And nobody comes to you and says, I have thyroid.
Yeah,
because we all do.
I also have. So we can say, yeah, I have it too, right? If you don't have it, then that's the problem, because it's supposed to be there. If you don't have it, it's also a rare condition which can cause hypothyroidism since birth, if you don't have thyroid gland.
Okay, that is a condition altogether.
Yeah.
All right, but there are a lot of myths around thyroid. We'll come to that. But if you can just tell us the main two forms. One is hypothyroidism and one is hyperthyroidism. So let's jump into the first one, which is more common.
Okay, so the hypothyroidism is the more common one. So if somebody says I have thyroid problem, then it's likely to be hypothyroidism. So just little bit in the medical terminology, there are two main thyroid hormones secreted by the thyroid gland.
Right.
It's, as I already told you, it's located in the neck, and it produces two hormones, T3 and T4.
Okay.
It is controlled by pituitary gland. So we will talk about it maybe next time more in detail. So pituitary gland is actually less famous, but it is the one which is the master of everything. It's like the master endocrine gland, and it is located at the base of the brain. It secretes TSH, and these they have an opposite relation, means T3, T4 exert a negative feedback on TSH. So if T3, T4 are low, that is underactive thyroid or hypothyroidism, the TSH becomes high. What are the symptoms that I will discuss later?
Okay, all right. So generally, which is more common in people?
As I already told, hypothyroidism is more common, and thyroid problem is like something which can affect every organ system of the body. So the symptoms can be very varied from person to person, and you might even not know that it is due to the hypothyroidism problem. Like it can be unexplained weight gain, you might feel very cold, dry skin, hair loss is there, weakness, joint pain, even unexplained constipation, and sometimes some people can just have depression. And later on, it might turn out to be due to hypothyroidism, and concentration problem, and even menstrual problem in females, and hoarse voice, swelling over body. if it happens in children, it can cause short height, short stature, and puberty
okay.
problem,
Okay,
early
okay.
or even delayed. Both can happen in people with hypothyroidism.
Right. But is it true that mostly women go through thyroid issues more?
It is more common in females, that's definitely true, but even men can have hypothyroidism. So the TSH normal range, just like for the most lab, it's like up to 4. So if it is more than 10, we consider it overt
Right.
hypothyroidism, like more severe. You won't believe, I had a patient whose TSH was 999.
My God, that's a
And-
lot.
yeah,
What's
and-
the minimum you said? 4.
Four is normal. And I was like, how are you even just walking here?
Yeah.
I mean, we have great tolerance in our body. And he said, I feel sleepy all
It was a
day.
he. It was a he.
Yeah, it was a he. That's why I'm telling you.
Okay.
And he said, I feel sleepy all the time, and his wife is telling me he sleeps while talking. And then I say, oh my God, why? Like, he said, I did not know.
Why
I
was it
never,
not checked earlier?
Yes,
Yes.
I never checked it. I never went to a doctor. So it happens. We see some cases. So every doctor has a number which you'll say, okay, this is the highest I have seen. Sometimes some lab don't even report the exact number. They will just say more than 100. So he had, like I say, like it's a Guinness Book of World Record
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Right. But 900 you said. I think this must be the highest. It could be like
Yeah,
the world
it's
record
like
as well.
the,
I don't think anyone would have
it's,
encountered.
they don't report it sometimes, but we have seen extremes of
Right,
cases.
But was this in Dubai?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
it was here in
yes,
Dubai.
yes,
And
yes.
are you in touch with that patient? Is he doing well now?
Yeah, he is doing very well. He is
Okay.
doing very well.
So you got him onto the line of treatment.
Of course.
Okay. And have you always been practicing in Dubai, or you're from you're actually from India?
I am from India. I did my DM, like it's a 3 years training after doing MD in medicine, specialized training, and then I was practicing in Delhi for some time before moving to UAE.
Oh yes, you said you were at AIMS, right?
Yes, AIMS.
Right. So were you in this like? Were you practicing there? Means you were looking at patients over there as well.
Of course.
And any stories you want to share from there, please feel free to do that. Do that.
So, AIMS is a referral center. So there we have seen all possible kinds of presentations. That's like all varied, and even some patients, they come at when they have extreme symptoms.
Right.
Then only they will present to the doctor, unfortunately.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. We've already started getting some questions regarding hypothyroidism and symptoms, and some of it might be repetitive because people are joining in. We might want to recap it when we come back. We will slip into a short break right now, but Dr. Sara Alam, the endocrinologist at Canadian Specialist Hospital in Dubai, is going to be with us all the way till 2 o'clock. And any thyroid issues you have, anyone in your family, in amongst your friends group, then let us know right now. 0586861003. We'll start taking questions from the next link onwards. Stay tuned with us. Dr. Sara Alam is going to be with us.
Talk Health on Talk 100.3.
Isn't the right thing to do? How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, maybe I'd give you my world. How can I, when you won't take it from me? You can go your own way. Go your own your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. Another lonely day. You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day.
Right, that was Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac, and this is Ronak Kotecha on Talk 100.3. This is Talk Health. We have Dr. Sara Alam with us. She's endocrinologist at Canadian Specialist Hospital in Dubai. She's going to be with us all the way till 2 o'clock. World Thyroid Day was on 25th May. We are getting questions. So before we take that question that has come from Nafisa, I will ask you, what is hyperthyroidism?
Okay, so hyperthyroidism is you can understand as overactive thyroid. So thyroid is related. Thyroid hormone is related to metabolism. So hypothyroidism makes you gain the weight, makes you slow. This opposite happens. So in this condition, there is excessive production of thyroid hormone. So there is rapid, unexplained weight loss and tremors, palpitations, anxiety, and feeling of very hot heat intolerance, insomnia, difficult to sleep. Like the other one, you feel sleepy all the time, and here you are having insomnia.
So both the hypo and hyperthyroidism जो symptoms हैं, they are completely opposite, you are saying.
Right, they are opposite. However, there can be overlap. Like fatigue can occur in both. Menstrual irregularities can occur in both.
Right.
And if you have seen sometimes, like goiter is a
Yes.
bulge which we see, enlarged thyroid gland. It can occur in both hypo and hyperthyroidism.
Right.
And sometimes you may have seen some people, they are having a staring look, like big bulging
Bulging eyes, yeah.
That is commonly related to hyperthyroidism. And so exactly we need to do the blood test to find out what are the levels to exactly characterize the type
Right.
of thyroid dysfunction a patient is
Right.
having.
Nafisa has sent in a question. She's asking how serious are these problems, and we can also add this question that is it ever fatal?
Yes, they can be fatal. They can land you in ICU, and the person I quoted. See, it's very different how each body reacts to something. You know, like for example, pain. Some person may able to tolerate excessive, and some may have
Right.
Excessive response. So even with very lesser values of TSH, like I told you a TSH in previously, very, very high. Even lesser values, it can land you in emergency. There are two major extreme condition of hypo and hyperthyroidism. That is myxedema coma. That is a extreme of hypothyroidism, when a patient becomes unconscious and his body temperature becomes very low. It's like the extreme form of hypothyroidism. Similarly, the
Okay.
extreme form of hyperthyroidism, which is emergency, is called thyroid storm. Suddenly there is very excessive heartbeat, sweating, palpitation, and that can also land you in emergency.
But is it rare?
These are definitely rare, and but untreated, if you're not treating it, if you are not paying attention to it, there is a point till which body can compensate. After
Right.
that, it goes into
Okay.
like this emergency situation.
All right. We'll stop for a short break. When we come back, we'll ask Dr. Sara Alam, of course, the questions that are coming in from the listeners, but also, what are the tests that one can do? And there are a lot of other questions as well. Very important ones. World Thyroid Day was just there on 25th May, and I don't think there is enough awareness about this. So this really needs to be spoken about. Stay tuned. Dr. Sara Alam is going to be with us all the way till 2 o'clock.
Talk Music, brought to you by insurancemarket.ae.
Diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me. They can stimulate and tease me. They won't leave in the night. I've no fear that they might desert me. Diamonds are forever. Hold one up and then caress it. Touch it, stroke it and undress it. I can see every part. Nothing hides in the heart to hurt me. Don't need love. For what good would love do me? Diamonds never lie to me. For when love's gone, they'll lost a all. Diamonds are forever, sparkling round my little finger. Unlike men, the diamonds linger. Men are mere mortals who are not worth going to your grave for. I don't need love. For what good would love do me? Diamonds never lie to me. For when love's gone, they'll lost a all. Diamonds are forever, forever, forever. Diamonds are forever and ever, forever and
Insurancemarket.ae for your car, health, home, life, travels or business. Call or WhatsApp 800 Alfred. Insurancemarket.ae.
Talk Health on Talk 100.3. It's always the small things that make the big things happen. In celebration of International MSME Day on June 27th, Tally's MSME Honours is an annual recognition platform that aims to identify MSME heroes, entrepreneurs, creators, small and new business owners, or independent business leaders. Felicitating this year's outstanding entrepreneurs in 4 categories: Wonder Woman, Business Maestro, Tech Transformer, and Epreneur Icon. Nominate now by calling 800-TALLY or 800-82559 and get a chance to be rewarded. Last date to register is the 20th of May. Tally, power of simplicity. Powered by Talk 100.3. Talk Music. Brought to you by insurancemarket.ae.
It's late in the evening. She's wondering what clothes to wear. She puts on her makeup and brushes her long, long hair. And then she asks me, do I look alright? And I say yes, you look wonderful tonight. We go to a party and everyone turns to see this beautiful lady is walking around with me. And then she asks me, do you feel alright? And I say yes, I feel wonderful tonight. I feel wonderful because I see the love light in your eyes, and the wonder of it all is that you just don't realize how much I love you. It's time to go home now, and I've got an aching head. So I give her the car keys, and she helps me to bed. And then I tell her, as I turn out the light, I say, my darling, you are wonderful tonight. Oh, my darling, you are wonderful tonight.
insurancemarket.ae for your car, health, home, life, travels or business. Call or WhatsApp 800 Alfred. Insurancemarket.ae.
Talk Health on Talk 100.3.
At 1:25 p.m. on the clock, we have Dr. Sara Alam, endocrinologist at Canadian Specialist Hospital in Dubai with us. It was World Thyroid Day on 25th of May, and which is why we've got doctor over here to answer all our questions about thyroid. So if you have any, then you can message us on 0586861003. You can even call us on 80081003. That's our toll-free number. But let's continue our questions that I have, and the ones that have come from the listeners as well. Doctor, some questions might be repetitive, but you can give a recap because people keep joining in at certain points in the hour. So the next question that I had for you before we went into the break, I asked you what kind of tests should one do to get to know about thyroid.
Okay, so if you want to do a single test, which is the most sensitive, you can just do TSH. Okay, the normal range for TSH is it may vary from labs, but most commonly accepted difference range is between 0.4 to 4. So
Okay.
it shouldn't be in that range.
Right.
High is also not good and low is also not
Both
good.
in men and women?
Yeah, it's same for both in men and women. Also, if we want to do a full profile, that is, it can include T3 and T4 and TSH together. Then there are some antibody tests, which is TPO antibody and thyroglobulin antibody. So these antibodies tell about the etiology of thyroid dysfunction. Like it's like a marker of disease, whether you have what kind of hypothyroidism, how will it be permanent or not, so that we can have some idea with
Right.
the antibody test.
But the earlier ones that you said are all blood tests?
Everything is
All
the
of them are
tests
blood
blood
tests.
test. Yes.
Okay, so you can do it along with your lipid profiles and your
Of course.
sugar and
if
all of
one test you want to do, you can do the TSH.
that. TSH. All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the next question that I have for you is, does thyroid dysfunction always require treatment?
Okay, that's a very good question, and that's often asked to us. So that depends upon the severity. So we may have heard people say, okay, I took this natural treatment and I got cured of my thyroid dysfunction. So
Okay.
not to belittle any treatment, but in general, actually, what is somebody may be having a problem that you might not be having. The thing is that some thyroid dysfunction is recovered automatically, like body recovers, self recovery is there, so it does not always require treatment.
Okay.
So that depends upon what are the labs, how severe it is, and what are the antibody levels, and also
What are the symptoms also, right?
of course, and also like in pregnancy, if somebody is having pregnancy, then it's very important to keep this thyroid levels, the hormone levels, everything in the normal range, because it can adversely affect the baby. It can even cause miscarriage if left untreated. So
Alright.
in a non-pregnant person who is not having any symptoms, we may leave untreated. Say somebody is having a TSH of 5 without any symptoms. Okay, we may say, okay, you don't take any treatment. But if a similar report is for a pregnant female, then we will of course tell her to take treatment. So that depends upon the associated conditions or the symptoms as well.
Because hormone limits differ during pregnancy, right? Are they higher or they lower?
Actually, normally the TSH becomes lower in pregnancy. So even suppose if somebody is having 4.5 during pregnancy, so it's high for that, because normally it becomes low in pregnancy.
Okay. But you think that during pregnancy, majorly in women, thyroid problems do occur?
Yeah, it's very common.
Very common.
And it's very important, especially if somebody is pre-existing having a thyroid problem, then dose needs to be increased, because there's an increased demand. In the initial 3 months of pregnancy, the baby is entirely dependent upon the mother for thyroid hormone. So if
Okay.
you yourself don't have enough,
How are you going to give it to the baby? Yes.
Of course. So that's gonna be a problem. In fact, many miscarriages also occur if it's not properly treated during pregnancy.
Okay, so I'll just share a little bit of personal experience with thyroid with you, is because I didn't know about it so much until my mom told me that she has it, and what she even said was that mostly it happens in women after a certain age, and that's kind of one of the, I don't know if it's a myth or if it's true, but most women say this all the time, especially our mom's age. So is that really true? And they don't know about it. Actually, she doesn't have too many symptoms, but that has been, and she's always taking some medication for it.
Okay, so it's true that it's more common in women, but many times it's very commonly remains undiagnosed. They don't test for it, so it's very common in reproductive age women. It's not like it will just present
Is
in
it-
older age or
Yeah.
something like that. So it's now actually I think people are getting more aware about it to some extent. Otherwise, previously they didn't even test for it, and they
Correct,
didn't
correct.
even know about it. Now people are sort of having awareness
About it, which is why it's important to talk about it, right? Because there
Yes,
is a
yes.
condition which you're not aware about, and then there's misdiagnosis as well, and there's, you are trying to take different kinds of medicines to cure something completely different. Why do you think there's less awareness about thyroid to begin with?
Actually, the symptoms are not very specific, and you don't know that these symptoms
Oh, okay,
are
okay.
happening because of the thyroid problem. Like somebody having short stature, not growing, and severe short stature.
Yeah.
And you give treatment. It's so gratifying. There's such a good response, and it sort of works like magic to some extent.
Right.
So the treatment is very gratifying, but we don't know. Like people, they don't know it's
Right, that's
happening
because of thyroid, yeah.
of,
But any
hypo-
success story or any such stories you've had here in Dubai in your career so far?
Actually, I had a patient. He was having cardiac arrhythmia. It's atrial fibrillation, and he did not. He was being treated from India, and he was taking some medicines. Incidentally, for a routine checkup, he got his test done, and he was found to have hyperthyroidism. So many times it's not, and his condition would not improve. And he had such a severe form of hyperthyroidism, and when I gave him medicine, he became so much better. He felt it felt great to help such patients.
But is it really curable, or do you have to keep treating it like with medicines all the time for as long as you live?
Actually, that depends. I told you it depends upon the etiology. So, with the hypothyroidism, the most common is Hashimoto's thyroiditis. That's the technical term for it. In that, mostly, if severe form is there, lifelong treatment is required. So that also we are commonly asked that now my TSH is normal, can I stop the medicine?
Yeah.
So sort of to understand, like you are wearing glasses and you are seeing well. So if you remove it, then
If you remove the glasses,
you won't be
you-
able
you
to
won't be
see
able to see
it.
clearly, yes.
So sort of like that, but it's not same for every disease. So like with hyperthyroidism, it can be cured. Hyperthyroidism. So we give treatment for 1.5 years, and then many patients they get cured, and there are other treatment options also. If the size of the goiter, like I talked about goiter is like enlargement of thyroid gland. Sometimes
in the neck,
in
it
the neck.
becomes much a
Yes.
bulge on the neck.
So if it is very big and it's causing hyperthyroidism, then we can get it removed by surgery. So that sort of cures that problem. However,
Yeah.
it will then become into hypo, that you have to take the medicines for
hypo.
But hyperthyroidism is a much more difficult disease to manage, with more ups and lows as
Right.
compared to hypothyroidism.
Oh, is it like that?
Yes,
But
that's
you
true.
said that hyperthyroidism, when it's hyper, it can be cured at some point.
Yes,
But
yes.
you think hypo can never be cured? Is that what you're saying?
Hypo, if it's in like more severe form, then in majority of cases it requires lifelong treatment.
Okay.
If it is overt, like some cases we have seen milder forms which may spontaneously function recovers, but in majority of cases it requires lifelong treatment.
Right, right.
That's how it's
But
worked.
on an average, I think a lot of people must be living, because since it's a gland in all of us, there might be fluctuations in that hormone, and a lot of people might be living with it. So statistically, would you say that one in every 3 people or 4 people. Is that so common? Is it so common, the
This
dysfunction?
hypothyroidism is really very common, and there are various reasons for these fluctuations you are talking about. So a lot of people, they ask about what is the diet. One of the
Yeah, we have a few questions regarding that, but since you said we'll take it in the last
yes.
link.
So
we'll do that.
there are many precautions which need to be followed while taking the thyroid medication. So even if you are taking the same medicine for the thyroid, but you might have fluctuation. The reasons being, you have to keep a proper gap with food, otherwise it will not get absorbed. So suppose if you are drinking your tea or coffee immediately after taking thyroid medicine, it will not get absorbed.
Oh, okay.
So ideally there should be a 1 hour gap, but at least 30 to 45 minutes gap is mandatory. Another thing is that if you are taking too many that antacids, like everybody pops up, like I'm
Any
having
pills, yeah.
acidity, or any supplements like iron supplements or calcium supplements. If you are taking those supplements, then also you need to have a 4 hour gap with the thyroid medicine. So ideally better to take thyroid medicine, it should be taken empty stomach in the morning, and the supplements you can take with lunch or dinner.
Right.
Do not mix it with
Right.
the so the same. And also if you are gaining weight, so the dose is weight based. If for some reason you have gained weight, then you will require a higher dose of the thyroid medication.
Right.
So these are the reasons that, okay, you are having same dose, you are doing the same thing, then still your thyroid levels are fluctuating. The TSH is not coming under control. That can be the reason. And one of the common reason is missed doses.
Missed doses, yeah.
This can be done only with thyroid medication, not with other medication. That's a disclaimer I just want to tell.
Right.
But suppose if you miss 1 dose of thyroid medication for any day, suppose you went for some holiday and you forgot to take your pill with you, you can take 2 tablets next day.
Oh, you can compensate by
Yes,
that.
it's
Okay.
because it has a very long half-life.
Right.
But it's not for any other
medicine. No, we understand that. But
So that's-
what if you miss like 3-4 days and then
Actually,
can you take?
there are some studies which can like some people who live in nursing homes or in old age homes, and they have dementia and they need
They'll forget.
supervised. So there are some studies that we can give 7 days pills together in one day. However, it's better to not do it because
Yeah.
there can be some
Side
some
effects.
people not tolerate higher dose altogether. That is one
Right.
issue with that.
But what could be the possible side effects of medication of thyroid?
Thyroid medication is actually very safe.
Very safe.
Very safe medication, because it's like a normal hormone which is produced inside the body. However, having said that, because thyroid hormone makes you lose weight, so some people they are taking it without actually having the thyroid problem. Some
Oh,
weight
okay.
loss supplements.
Oh, really?
Yes.
People do that.
So that should not be done. That should not be
That
done.
is like, yeah.
But what are the side effects? If you don't have this problem and you take this, it can increase your metabolism and you may lose weight, but it can weaken your bones. It
Right.
can make your heart pump more, like it
Yeah,
can
yeah.
cause palpitation.
People do all kinds of self-medication,
Of
and
course.
yeah.
And one more thing is that, like I told you, when we start the medicine, so your body has been sort of a compensated state. So we should start especially in people who are having pre-existing heart disease or in older people, we start with very low dose, irrespective of the TSH value. Because they
You
may
want to
not
test it, right?
no, not test. They may not tolerate it because
Okay.
their body is like in a compensated state for
Long period,
long
yeah.
period. So we start with low dose and gradually increase it.
Right.
So suddenly, if you see a TSH of 200, sometimes we see some doctors, they can start with very high dose suddenly. So your body will not be able to tolerate it. But otherwise, it's a very safe medicine. And if you actually required it and your doctor has prescribed it, it's not an issue. I mean, if your levels are coming in the normal range.
All right. Okay.
And you actually require. I mean, if your levels are coming in the normal range.
All right. Okay.
And you actually require it.
Okay, we'll stop for a short break right now. When we come back, Dr. Sara Alam is still going to be with us. That's the last chance for you to ask any thyroid-related questions because she is the endocrinologist at Canadian Specialist Hospital in Dubai. And we will be asking her more questions regarding thyroid. So 0586861003 is the number you need to message us. For now, let's listen into some soulful music right here on Talk 100.3. Stay tuned.
This is Talk 100.3. Get ready for an indoor game like no other at DXB Super Sixes Season 3. The teams are ready. Are you? Teams:
Splash, R&B, Eros, Tally Hurricanes, Tokyo Pharmacy, Almo Titans, Cricket Legends, Desert Raiders, Hotback Warriors, Construction Products.ae, Imperial Middle East, Acero Building Systems, Vatica Men's, BNI North Dubai, and many more
are battling it out to win their share of 15,000 dirhams. DXB Super Sixes Season 3, the ultimate cricket championship.
Venue partner Danube Sports World. Support partner Tally Solutions. Beverage partner Rubicon. Healthcare partner Al Shams Medical and Diagnostic Center Sharjah. Associate sponsor Vatica Men's.
Made massive by Talk 100.3.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rohit Kumar. If you're looking to lose weight in fast, effective and safe way, you can trust my 16 years of experience in performing weight loss surgeries. I also treat breast-related disorder, varicose veins, hernia, gallbladder stones, hemorrhoids, anal fissure and fistulas. I believe in a simple philosophy that no matter at what point of time in life and career you are, you should always strive to learn more and achieve more. Call me on 055 196 5678.
This is Talk 100.3.
I've been crying, 'cause I'm lonely. For you, smiles have all turned to tears, but tears won't wash away the fear that you never ever gonna return. To ease the fire that within me burns, it keeps me crying, baby, for you. Keeps me sighing, baby, for you. So won't you hurry? Come on, boy, see about me. See about you, baby. I've given up my friends just for you. My friends are gone and you have to. No peace shall I find until you come back and be mine. No matter what you do or say, I'm gonna love you anyway. Keep on crying, baby, for you. I'm gonna keep sighing, baby, for you. So come on, hurry, come on and see about me. See about you, baby. Sometimes up, sometimes down. My life's so uncertain with you not around. From my arms you may be out of reach, but my heart says you're here to keep. Keeps me crying, baby, for you. Keep on crying, baby, for you. So won't you hurry? Come on, boy, see about me. See about you, baby. You know I'm so lonely. I love you only. See about you, baby. Hurry.
This is Talk 100.3.
Right, 1:44 p.m. on the clock. We have Dr. Sara Alam, endocrinologist at Canadian Specialist Hospital in Dubai, and she is with us talking all things thyroid. So, doctor, we've got a lot of gyan from you about thyroid, but there are some questions coming in, and we really need to know what is the thyroid diet, because that's where the main problem lies, right?
So we are asked this question very often, any thyroid diet, and there are certain substances which, if you Google, you will find that they are called goitrogens. But practically speaking, we don't specifically recommend any thyroid diet. You can eat everything you want.
Okay.
Overall, healthy, balanced, nutritious diet is important
Okay.
for and avoiding processed foods for losing weight in general. Once we start medication, and your levels, they come under control, they are normalized, then you have to do exercise for weight loss, but there is no specific thyroid diet as such recommended which would greatly benefit
Okay.
you.
Okay.
So overall, like a balanced diet.
That is what is
That
required.
is
But
what.
is there any food that kind of causes...
That's not true, because most of the people, the commonest cause of etiology is autoimmune. So that is not food related. However, we want to link everything to food. We want it to be with food.
You always
and,
want to find that one
Yes,
culprit.
of course. Actually, we want that, okay, if we do this, to sab theek ho jayega. But that's not, unnecessary restrictions. Why, if it's not required, then...
No, great doctor.
yeah.
Like, we need more doctors like these who say that you can eat whatever you want, because that's what we want to hear from the doctor. And also, since we spoke about exercise, Sudha has asked, what are the best exercises for hypothyroidism? You can say for both hyper and hypo.
Okay, so if you open Instagram or Google, you will find some massages for thyroid. That's actually not gonna help you. But in general, like aerobic exercise, strength training, and whatever is for a normal person,
Okay.
the same works for the person who has hypothyroidism. Hyperthyroidism is like one thing you have to be careful, because they have excessive metabolism. They are having, so if they go out too much in heat, they may get dehydrated, and they have to be more careful because they are already having palpitations. But that is when they are not on treatment. Once they take treatment, their symptoms will definitely improve. But whatever exercise you start, you have to be careful that your body is able to tolerate it and not overdo it like all at once, because excess of anything can also be bad. So you start with gradually and increasing it slowly. That's how it should work. And only one thing, if I would say about exercise, is that you have to do it daily, like persistence and perseverance. That is
Whichever exercise you kind of are comfortable with. How about
course.
swimming and walking?
Everything, anything, what is your preference, you can do. Swimming, walking, jogging.
Jogging, yeah.
Even gym, you can do strength training. That's
Yeah.
also going to help you. But start gradually and be regular with it. It's not like you do one day, 2 hours, and then you are gone for the week. So that's not going to help you.
Okay, so a lot of things that I'm understanding about thyroid after this discussion is that it doesn't really impact your lifestyle choices or your daily life so much, as long as you are just aware of it, like that you know that your TSH levels are at this point, then you can easily manage. It's very manageable sort of a
Yes, yes.
condition.
Especially hypothyroidism, if you are taking proper treatment, you are following doctor's advice, it's easily managed. But it's like, I would say, it's
For
one,
hyper, right?
hypo.
For hypo,
It's
huh.
like more easily managed as compared to hyper.
Correct.
So that is the one which is more common, like hypothyroidism.
Hypo is more common. Okay.
But if you don't take medicine properly, it can cause havoc.
So
it's
yeah.
like it's something which can be easily managed if you are not doing many experimentation of your own. Like many people we have seen, like something which actually make us weep. People, it happens a lot of time that some people, they don't declare this while having arranged marriages, this thing that they
Oh,
have
okay.
this problem.
Okay.
Although it should not never be the case. I mean, it's something, it's a very, of course, it's easy to manage.
It's a manageable
Very
disease, yeah.
easily manageable. So we have seen girls, they don't tell their prospective
partners, yeah.
families, and they come with pregnancy with TSH more than 100, and we have seen so many
Miscarriages because of that.
That's fatal. I mean, that's so heartbreaking. Like
Right.
something which can be 100% prevented, and I mean,
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. Yeah, like, I mean, if they just declare it, it can be managed. It's not like you're going to lose the relationship or you're going to lose the person just because you have a certain condition.
if you are going to lose, then it's better to lose
It's
such
better
a
to
person.
lose such a person who's not able to cope
I
with
mean,
your
this is
condition.
Really, I mean, it's better to tell, and then of
Yeah,
course.
absolutely. Yeah, it's easier said than done. I understand, but such kind of disclosures are very important. Similarly with thalassemia, because in the last week we did couple of sessions on that, and it was World Thalassemia Day. I myself am a minor, and people don't. It comes as the last priority. Like, people don't even think about it when they are, looking into getting married with someone. They don't say it, and then if both are minors, there is such a big chance of your offspring to become like a major, and then you see what kind of life you're bringing into the world, and then what are you putting that child through, and what are you going through after that. So that that's a very valid point that you've made. Okay, doctor, there is one very specific question on about rice. So it's from Rohan. He's saying, is it true that people suffering from hypothyroidism should avoid rice?
Okay, so rice is something okay, maybe next time we can have a talk about on diabetes also. Rice is something which has been too much maligned, but it's not related to.
Yeah, rice is made out to be the villain every time.
Of course.
And most people like us love it.
So if you're having a balanced diet, you can have
Okay.
it's not something you need to avoid, especially nothing related to hypothyroidism at least.
For hyper?
Not for also hyper.
Not for hyper
I'm just
as well.
telling, like, some people, they want to go for low carb diet. Then in general they have to avoid carbohydrates if they are going for that. That also is, any diet can work for you, and it's always better to have a balanced, nutritious diet.
All right. So, Rohan, if you are still listening to us, go ahead and have the rice to your heart's content, but at the same time also understand that anything in excess would be a problem, including rice. So, doctor, the last question that I have, because we're almost out of the time here. If someone has thyroid nodules, do they require surgery? And how frequent is surgery in thyroid?
Okay, so thyroid nodules is like, it's a swelling inside the thyroid gland. They can be single and can be multiple. They can be associated with both hyper, and even normal thyroid function.
Right.
So it's like you have to understand the structure and function. So structurally we have something inside our thyroid gland, and function is like whether it's able to work properly or not. So we evaluate with an ultrasound and the features. If we suspect we have lot of scoring system, and we can actually predict that is it cancerous or not. That is the most important.
Oh, that can also happen. So
Sure, that is the most important question to address, and that can be confirmed by a biopsy taken from that particular part. Some thyroid nodules, if they are very small in size, if you go on doing ultrasound for the whole population, even very high percentage, they may have the thyroid nodules. Actually,
Right.
it remains undetected. So if it is very small in size and does not have any feature of malignancy like cancer, then we can just
Leave it untreated, yeah.
it as such.
Yeah.
But if it is causing any symptoms, like if it's growing in size, if it is causing difficulty in breathing, it's compressing your trachea, or in general, if it's too big and somebody does not like their appearance,
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
always go for...
which is called goiter, right?
Goiter, specifically multinodular goiter, means having many nodules for the medical term.
Yeah.
So if they don't like it, they can get it removed, and there are many options for removal. Even half of it can be removed. Like, you can just remove that particular part.
Okay.
Or some cases, a whole thyroid.
But that has to be done surgically, right? It's an invasive procedure.
There are some other procedures also which can be done to the nodule can be taken care of, but most common is the surgical removal, removing the gland with
Right.
surgery. But then you might turn into hypo, that you might require.
But you can always take medication
course,
for that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think goiter is, correct me if I'm wrong, is it more common in women?
It's because in general, the thyroid diseases are more common in women. So
even goiter is also. But
more
that way
common
it is
in
rare.
women.
I know it is rare. There were some reports that actress Sadhna, who is no longer alive, did have goiter. She did suffer from that, and even Parveen Babi, if I'm not goiter, she did suffer from that, and even Parveen Babi, if I'm not wrong, they had this condition. And when celebrities, I always say this on the show, when celebrities have a condition, and in India it's not the trend. People in general in celebrities will not talk about any condition nowadays. Of course, with
They are changing.
they are
Now
changing, like from
coming up.
Shishmita Sen to like
Yes.
all the women, like
Yes.
Samantha Prabhu, so many, Deepika Padukone, they talk about mental health also.
Yes.
It's very important they talk about it, because while it may be that one person, but imagine the amount of awareness that they can cause, and they can spread. So it's very important for celebrities to talk about conditions that they have, which can be easily.
So one thing I want to tell you here, like previously, iodine deficiency was very common.
Yeah,
so at
yeah.
that time, the goiter had like a higher prevalence. That can also cause
Right.
goiter. After like with the
Awareness,
iodized salt,
yes, yes.
and then this condition actually
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, when we were
decreased.
young,
So-
they used to say that have iodized salt, and then all the companies like Tata Salt and all, they started having these advertisements with iodized namak and all that. So I guess that kind of awareness is very required. But thank you so much, doctor. We are completely out of time. Is there any last words that you want to, like, if anything we have missed?
I just want to tell you that if you have any thyroid related issue, then it's very important to reach the right doctor
specialist,
and to yes, and to get it checked. It's not like we start with the treatment and you are coming after 2 years with the same, taking the same dose or stopping the medication on your own. So
Right.
that's very important. You can have a talk with
Is-
the doctor about the plan, like how frequent should be my
Right.
follow-ups, and
Is there a
what
way
should
they
it-
can connect with you? Since we are out of time, I just want to ask you.
uh,
At the Canadian Specialist Hospital, is there a website?
yeah, there's a website, and
They get
they
bookings
can,
online, right?
Yes, they can book through the Canadian Specialist Hospital website.
All right. So Dr. Sara Alam, today she was completely free of charge. She was giving all the consultation. But if you want to talk to her, you can always book an appointment at Canadian Specialist Hospital in Dubai. She's the endocrinologist there. Thank you so much, doctor, for giving us your valuable time. Thank you all the listeners who have sent in your questions as well. I will meet you tomorrow once again right here on Talk 100.3. This is Ronak Koteja signing off.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Talk 100.3.
Girl, you are to me all that a woman should be, and I dedicate my life to you always.
A love like yours is rare. It must have been sent from up above, and I know you'll stay this way for always. And we both know that our love will grow, and forever it will be you and me.
Ooh, you're like the sun, chasing all of the rain away. When you come around, you bring brighter days. You're the perfect one for me, and you forever will be. And I will love you so for always. Come with me, my sweet. Let's go make a family, and they will bring us joy for always.
Oh boy, I love you so. I can't find enough ways to let you know, but you can be sure I'm yours for always.
100.3. Sports and Health, brought to you by Fakir University Hospital.
Hi, my name is Reshma Devjani and I'm working as a senior clinical dietitian at Fakir University Hospital, Dubai. The optimal protein requirement for an athlete, is around 1.2 to 1.5 gram per kg of body weight, and the protein sources could come from the animal sources like chicken, fish, meat, shellfish, or it could come from vegetarian sources like lentils and beans, soya, cottage cheese, nuts and seeds, and maybe yogurt, Greek yogurt in your diet.
To book an appointment, call or WhatsApp 04 414 4444 or visit fuh.care. This is Talk 100.3.
Recep Tayyip Erdogan has secured a record-breaking third term as Turkey's president. In a victory speech last night, he declared a new era has begun.
According to the election's provisional results, our nation has served the duty of president for another 5 years to us. The winner is Turkey. The winner is our very nation with all of its sections. The winner is our democracy.
Rishi Sunak and Joe Biden have both congratulated him. 4 bodies have been recovered from a lake in northern Italy after a boat capsized in a sudden storm. A rescue operation was launched after a boat carrying around 20 tourists overturned. UK police are being drafted in to help break up people smuggling gangs in North Africa, the Times reports. The Immigration Minister, Robert Jenrick's travelling there this week. In tennis, Cameron Norrie and Jack Draper attempt to keep British hopes alive in the French Open singles today. Norrie is playing Benoit Paire, while Draper takes on Thomas Martin Echeverry later. That's the latest. I'm Faye Rowlands.
Keeping you on the road. Car Talk with James Pikeway. Weekdays from 2 p.m. on Talk 100.3.
Turn it up.
Here we go. Glenn Power is sitting across from me, which means podcasting is happening. We're at the Rove Hotel downtown Dubai's epic podcast studio. It is PowerWorks. We're talking cars. We're talking automobiles and stuff. And
who knows what?
We're going to enlighten, entertain, and inform. That's what we do.
Right. Well, at least we can't get reported to trading standards.
I drove in today and I'm looking at the parking lot and I'm going, it's not going to be a good day. There's no Lambos out there.
Yeah.
The one guy who had a really nice Nismo Patrol, he was leaving as I was coming in.
Yeah, there's not much nice out there today.
No,
really.
I don't know. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. There's a Rolls Royce. There's a Bentley. There's a handful of Land Rovers and stuff. And there's a beat up Wrangler. Aside from that, there was one Wrangler kind of at a weird angle, and I didn't pay enough attention to go see if it had a flat tire, but I just thought, what's going on here? No, it's not the usual classic supercar derby happening.
They must all be on hire.
Yeah,
they'll be out there.
That's it. They're all out.
They'll be driving down the boulevard now, just showing off. No other word for it. Rental cars at the minute, everywhere you go is a supercar rental place.
Yeah. What's going on? And they're not cheap though, so I don't know.
Obviously, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Forget about the rental. The insurance on the rental.
I know. You go and rent a Yaris and there's a 1,500 dirhams deposit and a 1,500 dirhams excess for a little stone chip. Yeah. Why does it on a Aventador?
Well, and then, you rent a car and you take it back and the guy walks around it. He's looking, there's this, and there's that. And it's like, come on, dude. It's not even a 1 dirham coin, which is like a quarter, a 25-cent piece.
Yeah.
It's not even one. Come on.
So we get that in the UK. The rent-a-car company that we use there's like I forget the size of it. I think it's about 5 centimeters, so just under 2 inches across. And anything outside of that or bigger than that, you have to pay for.
There you go.
That's quite fair, right? Especially in the UK when the roads have got salt on them half the time.
Yeah.
And
No, I think if you've got something bigger than that, then you've done some serious damage. The one that gets me though, and I saw one this morning as I came in, and it was a Range Rover, and I thought, that's not good. The front skirt, bumper skirt, whatever you call that, I have no idea what it's called, but the front bumper, and then it has that scoop underneath.
Yeah.
Obviously, got person drove a little bit too far on a parking curb probably.
Good effort.
Pulled it right off. I just went, yeah, that's it. That's a few thousand dirhams right there.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Because it's all one piece too. So
yeah,
you're done.
I mean, it's those concrete blocks that you have at the end of parking spaces do more damage for cars than anything else. I don't even know what they would do. Most of them aren't as wide as the wheel track anyway, so they're not stopping a car.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of our issues with cars. My S6 that we're rebuilding at the minute, that's front bumper's been for previous owner. I've refitted that maybe 4 times because of ripping them off on those things.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I mean, I don't know how you managed to do it 4 times. You learn the lesson or don't. But still, I can't say that I see any benefit to them. Like, is it for when you fall asleep driving your car in a car park to stop? What is it supposed to do? They're not. Most cars here drive over that without even trying.
Yeah. No, it's just looks. It's purely aesthetic.
Yeah.
and it's keeping the auto body guys well.
It is.
It is. The fact that it's unibody things, they're all uni pieces. They all clip on and clip off.
Another rant about chrome.
Oh, okay.
Talking about bodywork. So we got a Toyota Fortuner. I don't mind the Fortuner. I'm not a Toyota guy, but the Fortuner's not bad, you know. I don't mind them. They're kind of different.
I got a couple buddies. I got a couple buddies who drive those.
Yeah.
And actually, yesterday we're going to come back to the Fortuner, don't we? The Xterra, the new Xterra. I was behind one. I went, looks a lot like a Fortuner. I mean,
yeah, they do actually. Yeah, same everything. Yeah,
a little bit
Silhouette's
more,
the same.
A little bit more sci-fi on the back end because I was like, no, what's
the back end looks a little bit narrow actually because of how they've done the lights, but it's cool.
And then the wheel wells, the back wheel wells, have got a little bit of they pressed out the panels a little bit, so it's still. And I was beside one for quite a while, and I was looking at it going, I don't know if I like this thing. And then I was going, actually, I could see the old Xterra because I really liked the shape of the old Xterra.
Yeah, really cool square ones, weren't they?
And it had the bump stepper up kind of thing, a little bit, borrowing a little bit from Range Rover there and Land Rover Discovery and that kind of stuff. But the new ones have the images built into it, so they've pushed out a little bit on the back panels so that it looks a little bit like an Xterra used to. But I looked at it, I said, this is a Toyota. It looks like the Toyota. And I don't know. I haven't been in one, so I'd love to go and give one a spin, but I don't know.
I mean, I don't for any second believe that it'll drive any better than the other one did. It was boring and tinny and unfinished, but it'll be ridiculous in terms of reliability. So.
Well, the old Xterra, it was. If you wanted something, it built on a truck chassis, clearly. They hadn't changed the thing from the time, 2000 it came out, just before 2000 those things came out. I don't think they changed anything till they stopped making them.
No, that's right, yeah.
And that's why it was reliable. It just worked. Was it a great ride? No. But, I drive a Wrangler, so was it any better than worse than a Wrangler? Any better than a Wrangler? No, it probably drove the same as a Wrangler, I would suspect.
I don't know about that. There's something about a Wrangler. There is Wrangler's got something about it.
It didn't have a wishbone suspension, so I figure you're going to be getting the same drive.
Yeah, look, it's, let's say, agricultural.
Yeah.
But, I don't mind them. They're used for police. I think the Xterra, the old ones, were used.
The police use them.
Police use them here, and I've seen them in Ireland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, I haven't been there and seen the police there. It must have been on TV. I've seen it.
Okay.
But yeah.
So nice. So you were talking Fortuner though, and Chrome.
Yeah, it's Chrome.
So what? Fortuners don't tend to break down. So what's it doing inside?
No, so it's body repair. Somebody got hit in the back by an uninsured driver. The police came and said, "Look, the police then enforce," which is so much better than it is in the UK here.
So uninsured driver, police come.
Yeah, they obviously can't make a police report in the traditional way because there's no insurance details to exchange. So the police just grab hold of the person who's done it and say, right, you're going to pay for this now. And they tell the owner of the vehicle that's been affected, go and get 3 quotations, bring them back, and the cheapest one will enforce them will then force them to pay. If they don't do it,
So you get the 3 things, you take it back to the police
the
department?
police will then get the guy or whoever it was responsible and say, that's the lowest one. You need to give the cash to the person in front of me right now.
Wow.
Great.
I love that.
No
method.
problem. Right. And if they don't, well, all right then.
You're going to come and sit in a cell for a
Come
while.
and sit down in here, chill out. We'll find a court date in 6 months and enjoy the porridge. You know, that's how it is. So, fantastic way of doing things.